Thanks for listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast. This is presented by Arizona Lottery, my friends. Arizona Lottery. Don't forget to get out and buy your scratchers today. You will thank me later. All right, now with Jason Shear, I am Mike Luke. Hello, Shear. Long time no talk. It's been a minute.
What's going on?
All right. We got a lot to get to. We are going to talk about filling the holes for Arizona football. Every single, the transfer portal is open, or not open, but people are entering the transfer portal. We're going to talk about Arizona. We're going to talk about Arizona's schedule in the Big 12, the latest on Jedd Fisch, a cornucopia of different options. But first, Shear, let's talk a little bit about the portal. Some big names have entered, obviously. I'm going to start at a position that I don't think that we thought we would start at. Wide receiver. Washington State has a wide receiver that just entered the portal, 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. Do you think that do we think that Jedd Fisch is going to go for a big-time player like that, or are you cool with the natural progression of guys on the roster that we've been hyping up all season?
I personally am cool with the progression. I think you might, if you don't think that like a Jackson Holman and AJ Jones, etc., are ready, then maybe you go out and land an explosive player. The thing is, like, I feel like there's going to be more wide receiver rotation next year because Keyan never came off the field. We started to see it at the end with Riley and Green. My guess, I'm cool with that. But look, if you could go and grab a guy like Josh Kelly who has 1,000 yards, you got to go and do it, right? The rumor is he's going to Louisville, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was reading as well. But I'm just talking about that in general. I'm totally cool. To be honest with you, I think it's a little bit of a loyalty aspect as well. I mean, again, I get your job is to win games and bring in the best players. But dudes like Green, dudes like Malachi Riley, AJ Jones, Jackson Holman, they've all kind of waited their turn. And it's not like they haven't shown that kind of potential to be big-time players. I would like, honestly, unless somebody's begging to come here, I would like to just kind of sit pat with this wide receiver unit because, quite frankly, I think it's more than good enough.
See, I agree, but I'd actually like Rico Flores over at Notre Dame is probably going to enter the portal.
Right.
He had 300 yards last year. That dude is a stud, and he's only a freshman. So for me, I'm going after a guy like that because it's just as good as landing a 4-star wide receiver coming out of high school.
Right.
So I'd actually rather have a guy like that than a guy that's a senior that's really good, because at least I could say, you know what, in 2025, I don't need another wide receiver. I just landed this guy who's going to be awesome.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I get it. I would still like to stand pat, but again, if you got somebody like that, you bring him in. Obviously, you can never have too much talent. Look at us, Arizona fans saying, "Do we really want that much talent at one position?" But it's a good problem to have. All right. At tight end, David Kelly tweeted out Jalen Conyers. No. I don't understand that one at all. I would go and try to get somebody in the portal here because, again, I like Keyan Burnett. Big fan of Keyan Burnett. I think he's going to be good. The kid from Oregon, I think, is going to be good as well. Tyler Powell, who you declined to mention last show, I'm a fan of as well. But overall, I would like to add somebody in the tight end or the tight end portal, the transfer portal at tight end. I would be more than okay with that.
Yeah, I think you have to. And it's not a knock on the guys on the roster. It's more of, we went from having Tanner McLaughlin, who was very proven, right? Like clearly one of the more proven tight ends in the country, really, really good. And it is very possible that that Burnett is good or Dorian Thomas is good and all that. But at the end of the day, we don't know. And when you're a head college, coach, and you don't know, and you're projecting, I think that you're better off going and getting a guy and kind of going from there.
All right, guess who just yelled at me?
Who?
The great Jacob Franklin, because he tells me every single show to tilt my camera down, and I always forget because I'm all over the place, as you know. Jacob Franklin, I apologize. That is my fault, Jacob Franklin. Then he's going to get mad at me for bringing this up on air. I will deal with it because I like Jacob Franklin a great deal.
And I have a tight end name that Arizona's actually been in touch with slightly.
Right. Who do you have? Talk to me. What do you
got? Rylan Godey from Mississippi State.
All right. What are the stats on Rylan Godey? Is he good?
Well, first of all, he's 6'6", 260.
Guy.
He's mostly a blocker, but I know that there's some very, very, very preliminary contact.
All right. By the way, Kobe Thiel keeps pushing out there that we need to get a fullback. Don't want a fullback. There's no reason to have a fullback. That's a wasted space. Kobe Thiel, stop saying that. You agree, Jason Shearer?
Yeah, I don't. Fullbacks are cool, but they don't fit in Arizona's offense.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a harbinger to a different era. All right, on the O-line is fascinating. Kobe Thiel, we need it. We do not need a. And then he keeps. Who was the last fullback? What was his name? Markov. Yes, for the vibes. Now we don't need that. Now the O-line is fascinating because here's where I think Jedd Fisch has done an amazing job. The talent and depth on the O-line now is, let's be honest, Shearer. I mean, this feels kind of like an SEC type offensive line in that, yes, you're losing Jordan Morgan. We already know that. You move Big Jonah to left tackle. Here's a hint. Raymond Polito is going to be at right tackle. And then you got Wendell Moy, Josh Baker, but then you got a plethora of different options at that other guard spot. You can go Rhino, you could go Tylen, you could have Elijah Payne. You've got a lot of swing possibilities there. I would be totally cool with adding somebody in the transfer portal, but with the way that they've recruited, the way that they've developed players, it's also not a must, Jason Shearer.
I think you go add a guy, you're more likely to add a guy for depth. The price of an offensive lineman, a starting offensive lineman,
$1 million.
It's insane. And why do it? Like, there's other positions that you could spend that money on. Is this why? Like, there's other positions you could spend that money on. Like, what are we doing here?
And we're already good. That's the thing that's so crazy about this. Looking at these positions, looking at this depth chart, we're already good at so many positions that it's like, we just need to get some people for depth in here. Take that.
Cameron Ward just entered the transfer portal.
Oh, we're getting. By the way, Washington State fan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of an upgrade you could get in the portal to go and land a starter.
Right.
So for me, it's got to be one of these guys. I think you could do better than like a Sam Lange, but what I'm saying is a guy that could play tackle and guard if necessary.
Yes, I agree. Noah right here. Noah says, save that money and get a good D lineman. I agree with you, Noah. That's why we rely on your guys' comments, because you're smarter than us. Obviously, well, maybe smarter than me, maybe not smarter than Sheer. Arizona Lottery, though. I got a 2 reads here because I was remiss yesterday. Here's the great deal with Arizona Lottery. There's a scratcher for everyone on your list. Scratchers start at just $1. Top prizes up to $500,000. Go and buy yourself a holiday scratcher today. Sheer, have you ever gotten an Arizona Lottery ticket?
I have many a times.
Did you ever win? I would assume no.
I've won the scratch offs.
All right. Well, again, check it out. Arizona Lottery, my friends. This is the time. Lots of good payouts. And let's see. Shady Rays. Throw Shady Rays in there. Sheer, do you wear sunglasses? I don't know that I've ever seen you in sunglasses.
No.
All right.
I don't.
But Sheer, can you imagine Sheer with a pair of Shady Rays right now? How amazing that would look.
I look good.
No, I mean, but even better. All right, here's the deal. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. All right. Now at the quarterback position, I think you stand firm. You've already got Noah Fafita, obviously. Although, do we believe that Jedd Fisch opens up the competition between him and JDL next offseason?
Every time there's an announcement for a quarterback, when does JDL doesn't enter? Have we considered that?
And does Fisch say that it's an open QB competition at that point?
Yes. What if JDL doesn't enter? Have we considered that option?
No, I think. Hey, what about UCLA? Why doesn't he end up at UCLA? We're going to make fun of UCLA here in a minute.
I have a good one now. Jaden DeLora to watch. I'm going to tweet this. Jaden DeLora to Washington State.
They need a quarterback. And remember, if you listen to all their fans, they are overflowing in money. But it seems that they can't pay Cameron Ward. Cameron Ward, I think, ends up in Nebraska, by the way. It's just a guess. Calling it right here.
Nebraska. Big moves by Nebraska today.
What happened?
Tony White getting big money after interviewing for USC. Nebraska said, watch this. $1.6 million.
He was really good last year. He was really good.
He's actually it's funny, when Arizona had a coaching opening, he contacted me and we actually talked for a couple of days. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, no, Tony White, leader of men. Okay, at the quarterback position, though, I stand firm. You already listen. You got to trust your evals at this point because you got Noah Fafita, Braden Dorman, Damon Williams. You got 2 4-star backups. You're hopeful that Braden Dorman can make a step, that can make a move. Damon Williams coming in. You'd like to redshirt. I stay there. I'm totally cool with that QB room.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, now the defense. The defense is where it gets very interesting. Oh, running back. Yes, and we need a big running back. Who could Arizona get that's a big running back? Chip Trainum, come back to the desert.
You want me to look?
Yeah.
You want me to start giving you names? Dude, you know how many names are going to enter the portal?
Dude, by
Monday? Like, Monday is going to be stupid.
By Monday, it's going to be a total free-for-all. Oh, guess who just joined us? The great Jacob Franklin. Look at there. I can't hello, Jacob Franklin.
I know a running back Arizona's contacted.
Why not Damian Martinez? That's a good one, Tyler. Why not? We would take Damian Martinez.
I think he's too good. Yeah. I know that sounds, but not Damian, but Trayshawn Ward is another guy that Arizona's looked at a little bit.
Okay. All right. Now
and, he's at Kansas State right now. He's good. He's like 5'11", 200.
All right. We need somebody big in there because, again, I need Fam back. We're going to talk about breakout candidates here, and Fam is going to be at the top of my list. All right. Defensive line, though. Listen, I'm actually I like the D tackles. Assuming Big Bill Norton comes back, I'm totally cool with the interior. You got Big Bill Norton. You've got I'm going
to contact my source about Bill Norton right now, live on air.
Right. Okay. So you got Big Bill Norton. You've got obviously Kangaika. You got Uiagalelei. You got Tia Savea. It's a fairly good defensive tackle unit, Sheer. But you got to get back Big Bill Norton.
You have to get back Big Bill Norton. I sent out a text.
Right.
Hopefully live on air. If they say no, I could see your live reaction with tears and all that. Scotty sucks. I think he's going to transfer.
I think he is too, but he doesn't suck. You're wrong about that. He's
He's okay. Let me rephrase this. If he would come to Arizona and get 10 carries a game, I could live with it.
Hey, Jacob Franklin, hop in here. Give us your thoughts on Cam Scattaboo. Come on, hop in here.
I don't want him playing quarterback or punting, though.
Well, no, we're not bringing him in to play quarterback.
Yes, he's so funny.
We actually have a good quarterback. Jacob Franklin. I almost said big Jacob Franklin. Why would Bill Norton not come back, NFL or transfer? I don't think he's going to transfer. I think Big Bill Norton has a very good time at the U of A. But I do think that we just got to get him back, Sheer. Is your source on Big Bill Norton good?
Very good.
Okay. Now, DNs. Definitely want to add a DN. By the way, Sheer doesn't know this, but he's coming on Monday as well when we get to break down the whole portal. All right. Listen, you're going to lose Taylor Upshaw. I'm a big fan of Deuce Davis. Sheer jumped off the Deuce Davis wagon, but now I think he's back on the Deuce Davis wagon.
I love Deuce.
Nah, you were out on him to begin the season. Russell Davis, that's a shout for you. Take that anger out on Sheer, not me. Isaiah Ward. By the way, is there anybody in the world that you would less want to upset than Russell Davis Sr.?
No, I was just gonna say, please. I love your son. I love your whole family.
Everything. No, they are actually they're fantastic.
They're great people.
They're absolutely great people. And on top of that, he's a father that gets it. He's been in the NFL. He gets it. Good dude. Now, we got to get another D end in here, though, because, again, you got Uiagalelei. Maybe he's kind of that reserve inside, outside. You got those two dudes. Got to get a D end. And honestly, I would love to get another Taylor Upshaw, but I'll settle for a Hunter Echols. Just kind of a solid D end that you could probably bank on getting 4 or 5 sacks.
Yeah, they need Tyler Ward and Zaylen Wood already committed to what was it?
I saw that this morning. I took him off the list.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, they need another DE. I mean, obviously, your best case scenario is to get an Upshaw who's like 3rd in the conference in sacks, but
right.
If not, and it's you need a guy that you respect as a pass rusher every down.
Right.
Upshaw was that guy where he could get to the quarterback and pressure the quarterback.
Are you cool with an Echols type? A step below? I mean, again, I'd love to get an Upshaw, but are you cool with an Echols type?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But they need to add one, in my opinion. Like that might be priority number 1.
I would actually be okay with adding 2.
Yeah.
Yes, we agree with that. All right. Cosmic Contrarian. Oh, hold on. Like here, all I'm going to say, Marcelo, is this. Marcelo Martinez, I believe, has become a member of Wildcat Authority. You can thank me, Jason Shear. Marcelo,
he's a good man.
You're a beast, Marcelo. We appreciate you. Here, I actually think, yes, a Taylor Upshaw would be great. I'm just saying it's hard to get a double-digit sack player like that. That was a heck of a scouting by the U of A to be able to get him. Kip Bennett says, I want Georgia transfers. Yes, Kip Bennett. Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, maybe just wait to see what defensive linemen from Georgia or Michigan enter the portal and then just go get them.
And just say, listen, man, come to back the A. You already saw how it worked with Big Bill Norton and Taylor Upshaw again. But I think Deuce Davis, and we're going to get to our breakout candidates here. I think Deuce Davis is going to have a big season next year. I'm calling it, Sheer. Calling it right now on the AZ Wildcats podcast. He's going to go over 7 sacks next year.
Ooh, that's a lot, Mike.
No, it is. I get it. I get what
how many did he have this year?
What, 3.5?
And they were all in the USC game, right?
No. I knew you would try to take a backhanded shot like that. That
wasn't. He was. No. They were.
He had another one. He had another one as well. Come on, Sheer.
Yeah, but that USC game was like his coming out party. Yeah, no, I think he's going to take a major jump. I really do. But again, it's always the argument: are you confident the guy's going to take a jump, or do you add a guy that's already taken that jump and kind of balance it out? And remember, Arizona only plays defensive linemen 30 snaps a game.
Okay, now Justin Flo. This is, I in theory, this sounds great, but the problem with this is that Flo is also 225 pounds. Like, you know, everybody wants to put Flo out there, but he's just, I'll just say it, he's not good enough.
A part of me wonders if Flo transfers again.
Yeah.
He's not playing. And they're going to recruit over him right now. And he's like, did you see the ASU game? Like, Dillingham, who knows Flo from Oregon, was basically like, I'm going to attack him every single play. And it worked.
And that's the problem, is that everybody knows that's the issue. When an offense is going against, and Justin Flo, by all accounts, has been a great kid. And you know, has been really good out there. But the problem, though, also is that when other teams know that we're going to come right at you, and you're in your 4th year in college, that's something you can't really fix at that point. You know, it just kind of is what it is. Again, I'm going to keep quoting Portland Timber. The theory of Justin Flo is actually, I think, better than the actuality. Now, one thing we don't have to worry about, though, is the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Okay, here's the deal. We told you all before the season. You got the last 2 years, my friends. The BetMGM, you should take the over of what was it last year? 2.5
for what?
Arizona over under 2.5.
No, it was 5.
No, not dummy. Listen to me. Last previous year, it was 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
2.5, and it was 5. This year was 5. We told you to take the over. We don't get many things right, but we've gotten this 2 for 2. Get on there and make yourself some money. Here's the deal. Sign up for BetMGM. Use bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10. You will receive $200 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. Check out the show notes for full details, and let's hear from the great Shane Diefenbach with the disclaimer.
Problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
All right, people are asking here, and there's Kevin Green slander coming in here. Oh, it's not Kevin Green slander, but McMillan needs another stud receiver to take the heat off him with the loss of Cowan. Again, I think that Kevin Green, let me just ask you this year. If Kevin Green plays 80% of the snaps, isn't he about a 700 or 800 yard type receiver? Don't you feel that?
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, this dude can play. He was committed to SC for a reason. His brother, obviously, what's his name? Played at Oregon. I can't believe Michael Wright. He also obviously, he very good. Oh, is anyone back in the A every single day? By the way, Sheer, is that still your background on Twitter?
It is, man. I told you.
You keep, and you said that you would keep it until Arizona loses. Arizona, you better not lose in the bowl game. That way that Shear has to keep it the rest of the year. Until next year. And then maybe we don't lose next year. But I'm just telling you, fam, I get it. Everybody wants to add another receiver. And like Skier said, if you want to add the Washington State dude, Kelly, who caught for 900 yards, 9 touchdowns, you do it. But I do think that there is a ton of talent already on this roster. I don't worry about the wide receiver unit with Jedd Fisch ever.
Agreed. Like their wide receiver and quarterback, that's the offense is his baby at the end of the day. Right. I'm looking at wide receiver is in the portal, and it's just stupid. If they want to add one, they'll be able to because there's just so many dudes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they'll be able. But again, if they don't add anyone, just remember that that's probably because they feel very comfortable with Kevin Green, Malachi Riley, AJ Jones. Hyatt's an interesting one. I think he's definitely behind those dudes, but that's something. This is going to be a big spring for Devin Hyatt.
Mike, we got a portal. We got an Arizona portal entry. Breaking news.
Who?
My guy, your guy. Are you ready?
It's not it's not BBN, is it?
Amon Allen has entered the portal.
All right. I'm okay with that.
Good kid, though.
What's that? I'm totally cool with that. To wish him nothing but the best. All right, now, but we do agree. I'd like to get at least one DN, possibly 2 DNs in the portal. That to me would definitely be a priority right there.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you can make an argument that that's probably the number 1 priority. There's 2 positions that really stick out. D-end is one, and I'm guessing you're going to the second one next.
Linebacker. We need somebody good opposite Jacob Manu. Jacob Manu is an absolute stud, but we need somebody opposite Jacob Manu. I'm hoping that Leviticus Sua can be that dude because, again, obviously Haimuli can't be that guy. Justin Flo can't be that player. I'm hoping that Leviticus Sua, ex-4-star linebacker, the CIF Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, can be that guy. But you also didn't hear, and again, it can be early, but you also didn't hear a lot of good or bad. Generally, when you hear about somebody that's about to make that jump, you start hearing things like, we got to get him on the field, this and that.
But I will say there was a press conference. I don't remember when it was. And Brennan Carroll, completely
unsolicited.
Whatever. Yeah, unsolicited said, by the way, Leviticus Sua the last few weeks has been awesome.
Well, that would solve a lot of problems.
That would solve a ton of problems if he was good. But yeah, I agree. Kambu, I think has a nice future ahead of him, but you need a guy that can come in and be what they wanted Haimuli and Flo to be.
Yes. So again, but keep in mind, and this is where we got to give a tip of the cap to Jedd Fisch, leader of Fish, Jedd Fisch. That was stupid. But when you got a player like a Leviticus Sua that we're hoping this would have been Leviticus Sua would have been the highest ranked player that Rich Rod or Kevin Sumlin ever brought in. And we're talking about him man, it'd be nice if we could get him out there.
Yes.
Okay. There's the there it is. Let's see here. What else do I have? Also, all right, now let's talk about the DBs. I'm cool at DB. I honestly, dude, I'm totally okay with the incoming players you got. I'm totally okay. You got Davis, you got Prysock, you've got obviously Gunnar Maldonado. Gunnar, my bad, Gunnar. By the way, have you said my bad, Gunnar, or has it just been me apologizing for both of us?
No, I've said it.
All right. Well, all of it. My bad, Gunnar. Okay. Now, with my bad, Gunnar. Where else? Trying to think. DJ Warnell comes back. Maybe he gets a little bit of run, but then obviously Dalton Johnson, Genesis Smith. He's going to be on my breakout list of players. Genesis Smith, Jason Shear.
Yeah, mine as well. I think he showed glimpses. It's just a matter of rotating and all that. He's a guy that I think is going to be very good.
Yes. Okay. Now I've had people ask me, could Genesis Smith play in the box a little bit more? No, probably not. But
no.
But he is a big dude though. He gives you a little bit of position flexibility in the run game. But yes, Cosmic Contrarian. If you can get a highly talented DB, you take him. Absolutely. But he's probably not starting over Davis. He's probably not starting over Prysock. I mean, the DBs, it's crazy to say the DBs are set.
It'd be what position would you get him at?
Right.
safety, I guess.
And
But
we're talking
you really want to piss off Genesis Smith, who's good anyway?
And we're talking NFL players here. Tacario Davis, keep in mind, if Tacario Davis comes back being able to catch the ball next year, Price Lock, those are NFL players that we're talking about. These are SEC type players. Leader of Fish, Michael Candrea. Hello, Mr. Candrea. How you doing?
Big news.
Dude, I know, man. Seriously, when you got the son of the GOAT, the undisputed GOAT of softball, we'll take it on the AZ Wildcats podcast. Okay. Now, we're going to talk. So that's kind of where we're at as far as players that we should probably keep an eye on or portal players. Again, Monday, we're going to have a lot of names because that's when we're really going to be able to start cooking right here. Okay, now, breakout players. We're going to go position by position when applicable. Then we're going to talk Big 12, Pac-12, basketball, and football, and what we're excited to see. Sheer didn't want to do this when I sent him the show prep notes, but he did it anyway because he's the man. All right. At wide receiver, or at quarterback, we assume Noah Fafita is going to be that dude, so won't put it there. In the backfield, I'm saying it right now, Fam, Rayshon, Speedy Luke. Fam is going to be big this coming season.
You think Fam stays? I'm a little worried about this.
I am worried about Fam as well. I have no insight on Fam, but I will say this, that if Fam comes back, I do believe that Fam is going to, I believe Fam's going to be problems.
Yeah, I would come back if I was him. I mean, because they're losing Wiley, they're losing Williams. But also I understand, like, if Arizona goes out and adds a guy, I would understand. But obviously he's the clear breakout candidate at running back.
Yes, Fam. Okay, we agree with that. Wide receiver, I'm going Kevin Green. Again, I like a lot of these guys. You might go in a different direction, but I love Kevin Green. I think Kevin Green. Now, listen, I'm not going to go as far as somebody like Chief that says that he's way better than Cowing. I'm not prepared to say that. But I will say that I do think that he's going to be a breakout player. He's just someone that seems to get open. Are you going Malachi Riley?
I'm going Riley. I think Riley is going to get more snaps next season. And he showed glimpses. Green and Riley, I think they're both in line to have very solid seasons.
All right. Now on the O line, I'm going. Can we use Polito as a breakout candidate, even though he's been starting?
I mean, it's an easy choice if that's the case.
Fine, we're not going to do that. I'm going Big Rhino.
Yeah,
I'm going Big Rhino at guard.
Yeah, I like it.
Right. I'm going Big Rhino at guard. I think the Big Rhino. By the way, a lot of those Bishop Alemany kids, that's kind of an underrated little group right there. You got Kevin Green. You've got Big Rhino. Big Rhino is awesome, by the way. Big Rhino. Big Bill Norton and Big Rhino. And then Ephesians Pricelock. But Rhino is my breakout candidate, Sheer.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard good things about other guys, but I think that is probably the easiest choice.
All right. Now, actually, that's called a tease because let's just say you're going to watch the game tonight and you're really annoyed by Oregon fans, which I've become increasingly annoyed by with Oregon fans. Get some OGs to deal with it. But first of all, it'll make you feel better, and OGs is all kinds of good stuff. Again, OGs brands, Flavoring Fridays. Welcome to the, actually, hold on. I misread that one. All right, here's the deal. With OGs, you can just head to zenleafdispensaries.com, find your closest location, order the OG's gummies for pickup, and enter discount code PHNX to get 25% off at checkout. This deal is exclusively to our PHNX customers. Discount code PHNX, my friends. Okay. But again, OG's, as you all know. All right. And no better time to become a PHNX diehard. Go to GoPHNX. I had somebody message me today asking about the shirt. And he said, can Jacob Franklin really fit into the shirt? I said, Jacob Franklin can fit into the shirt. And Jason Shearer and myself can fit into the shirts as well. They look awesome. Jacob Franklin, if you could pull up this, Flavoring Fridays, I'll get that read in there as well. Jacob Franklin, if you could pull that shirt up, that is fantastic. All right. BTFD, new release. These things, again, they're going like hotcakes. Check it out. You will thank me later. And again, all kinds of really, really good stuff there at the PHNX. Go PHNX, become a diehard. Okay, now on the defensive line, we're going Deuce Davis. Deuce Davis, I'm telling you right now, is going to be a monster for the U of A. I've already predicted over 7 sacks.
Deuce Davis is the easy one. I'm going to switch it up a little bit because we can't do the same thing. I'm going Dominic Lalesio.
Right.
And I don't think he's going to go and get like 7 sacks. But what I'm saying is I think you're going to see him have an actual sustained role next season.
Right.
Ty's up there too. I think Ty is going to have a nice season.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, was AZ. Okay. All right. All right. So there,
Mike,
that's
you just got the text Jedd Fisch to Nevada, didn't you?
I did. All right. So that's not that's not good. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about let's see, the D line goes from good to great. Big Bill Norton. Okay, so who did you go with the on D line?
Lalesio and Ty.
Okay. All right, Lalesio and Ty. Okay. All right, that's where I'm going. All right, fair enough. I like Ty at that. Linebacker. Who are you going with?
I mean, is there even a linebacker? I guess Tay Brown is the guy that they like, but I don't know if there is a linebacker. Like Kamu would be the easy choice. Okay. I think it goes back when I look at it like Kamu and Tay Brown, like they need to add a linebacker.
Right. Okay. That's where, all right, I'll go with that. I think that's cool. I'm going to go Leviticus Sua. I know that's kind of a cheat. But let's see, Mike, what's going on? Oh yeah, no, you're good. Okay. Now at the cornerback spot, then, I don't really know that there is a breakout player. I think maybe it's Genesis Smith.
At corner
DB. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, probably. Right. I mean, that's the only one I can think of.
I would assume. Okay. Let's see. All right. Now let's talk about the Big 12 here a little bit and the Pac-12, and then we're going to get to a little bit of Arizona basketball. But first, all right, here's the deal. Let's talk about Flavoring Fridays, my friends. Flavoring Fridays. This show is presented by OG's Flavoring Fridays. Okay. Here's the cool thing about this is that, again, you when you've got OGs, you're obviously, everybody likes OGs. We've already talked about this. With OGs, a lot of people, it just tastes good. The PHNX show is presented by OGs, Flavoring Fridays, by heading to Zenleaf dispensaries and use code PHNX at checkout, my friends. Okay, now Big 12 and football and basketball. Everybody disses on the Big 12 for football. I do not diss on the Big 12 for football. I'm excited about next year, and I think that a lot of Big 12 fans are hoping that Arizona smokes Oklahoma if it happens, because it would be a nice little send-off. Here's where I'm at with the Big 12s. TCU was just in the national championship game last year. Kansas State is a perennial top 25 team. Kansas, under Lance Leopold, has turned into a top 25 program as well. You've got Utah coming in. They're a top 15 program. You got Arizona coming in. You got Colorado coming in there as well. And Oklahoma State under Mike Gundy, by the way, go Pokes against Texas. That's a top 15 to 20 program as well. The idea that the Big 12 stinks at football is just stupid, Sheer.
I think it's because there's not that one. Like, if you go to every conference, right? The Pac-12 has the Oregon and Washington, the SEC, Bama and Georgia, and so the Big 10, Michigan, Ohio State. The Big 12 doesn't really have that dominant team that's going to be competing for the 4-team playoff every year. And so I think people kind of take that and apply it to the whole conference. The conference wasn't that great this year, I'll admit it, but I think next year it's going to take a major step forward.
It's going to take a big step forward. And again, these are programs that have been somewhat stable, that have, again, to me, Anthony Gimino, what does that guy know? He always says it's all about the coach. And that with Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State's always going to be good as long as Mike Gundy is there. They might have a dip or two, but again, Mike Gundy is always going to have them good. And then obviously Kansas State, you got your dude right there. That's a natural fit. I hope that Chris sticks around. Leopold feels like he's going to be a Kansas guy. Sonny Dykes is solid as well. Like I said, this is and we already talked about who's coming in. It's a solid conference. It's not this thing where you're the Mountain West reincarnated. That bothers me a great deal, Sheer.
Look at you. You're very feisty about this.
Yeah.
I mean, It's look, again, like there's not going to be that dominant holy crap team like
Right.
the Oklahoma and the Texas. It's not headed there. But if from top to bottom, it's going to be a solid conference. Like, and I know like for instance, Baylor wasn't good, right? Dave Aranda got another year, fired the coordinators, hired Spavital, who's pretty solid. Who knows what they're going to look like? The portal also changes everything. Like for all we know, the teams that weren't very good in the Big 12 this year go out in the portal, add a bunch of players, and all of a sudden they're good next year. Like Oklahoma State is really old this year. I mean, like super, like they have guys that are seniors across the board. You know, how do they approach that in the portal? We'll see.
But again, they also have some money. And again, Oklahoma State with Mike Gundy, you generally don't have a lot of bad seasons. So again, I am in on that. And again, the Big 12 is the best basketball conference in the country. It's fun to watch, and these are good teams. Again, Kansas is at the apex of college basketball. We all know that. Then obviously you got Baylor under Scott Drew, your guy who you were wrong about, is also going to, they're always going to be good as well. Houston with Kelvin Sampson coming in. Iowa State has as probably about as good a home court advantage as there is. Granted, Arizona is basically the only basketball school coming in to the Big 12, but they've already added basketball schools as well. Sheer basketball, sign me up for all of this.
Yeah. Basketball is not even a conversation. Like it is the best conference in America. It's ridiculous. The only thing I worry about is Arizona fans.
How so? Because they might drop a few more games?
Yeah, Arizona fans are going to have to come to the reality that like a good regular season in the Big 12 will be like 7 losses.
Right. And again, but that's the way it is. Wouldn't you much rather be like 29-6 than 35-2 and playing absolutely nobody like Arizona's probably going to do in conference this year?
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I'm just saying, like Arizona fans, the whole freak out after every loss thing is going to have to kind of slow down a little bit, because losing at Kansas isn't a bad loss. Losing at Baylor isn't a bad loss. Like it's not like losing at Washington State or whatever. Like these teams are really good at home.
Yes. Okay. That's what we like. Really good at home. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit.
Sorry, we always forget about Houston too. I'm just looking at KenPom. We always forget about Houston.
No, I brought up Houston. You didn't bring up Houston.
Excuse me. Big 12, by the way, in KenPom is by far, not even close, the #1 conference in America.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to be because all these teams are absolutely sustainable. That's why I think
12 is 5, by the way. The only major conference it's better than is the ACC.
Wow. You know what? But maybe let's say that you're maybe a fan of ASU and you want to be able to donate some money, but you don't have any money. How about Arizona Lottery, Jason Shear? You said that you've actually won money through Arizona Lottery at some point. This is correct.
Yeah, I've won a couple dollars.
Okay, check it out, though. Here's the deal. Go out and buy your holiday scratchers today. There's a scratcher for everyone on your list. Scratchers start at just $1. Top prizes are up to $500,000. $500,000. Check it out, Arizona Lottery. Be very cool and again, make a little bit of money in the meantime. Also, Wink. All right, a drink. Sure, have you ever had Wink before?
I have not.
Right. Now, Wink is here's where it is. I actually asked Brian Jeffries one time if he had Wink, and he had no clue what it was. We're going to tell you what Wink is. All right. So here it is. You can do all kinds of good stuff. Buy them online in 12, 24, and the variety packs, and use code PHNX for an additional 50% off your total earnings. Again, here's the deal. The Wink seltzers are available online for consumers to buy direct to their doorsteps at drinkwink.com. This product is THC and CBD in each can and comes in 2.5 milligram cans and now 5 milligram cans online. Drink Wink. Okay. Now, Arizona. Now let's talk about Arizona football, or excuse me, Arizona basketball a little bit before we sign off. Tomorrow against Colgate. I expect Arizona to slam Colgate and to be able to go into their next game feeling very good about themselves.
I will say this. I expect Arizona to win by 20 points, but this is just a warning. Colgate could, in the past, for some reason this season it's not there, shoots the crap out of it. Right. I mean, like the best shooting team in the country type of deal. So what would surprise me is tomorrow we go to the game, and in the first 10 minutes, Colgate hits 5 threes and Arizona's losing. They're going to win, but don't be surprised if it's one of those games where the mid-major comes in, looks hot, Tommy has to take an early timeout and get him back on track.
Does Bruce rationalize this as let's say, I don't know, Arizona only wins by 15 or 20, we move him to 6?
I am very curious how Bruce views tonight's Kansas-UConn game.
Right.
That's the real storyline to me.
Right. No, I am beyond curious about that as well. We're going to message Bruce throughout the game. Also, UConn is good. UConn is very good, but again, UConn does not have the resume that Arizona does. That's why I can't put them in there, Sheer.
Yeah, I love UConn, but it's no.
No, we're not doing
yeah.
We're not doing it, and we're not putting them in there. Again, because they just don't have the resume that Arizona has.
We're good. We're not saying that's the problem. I hate the preseason poll. I just hate it because if we're going by resume, Purdue and Arizona are by far the number 2, the top 2 teams in the country.
Look at this, Mike. I do like this, Mr. Candrea. Luke is first team All-American advertisement bits. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. And also, I'm going to keep the good vibes going and tell you about Hero Bread. Sheer, have you ever had Hero Bread?
I've never heard of it. I'm excited about this.
High fiber and ultra low net carbs. Right now, Hero Bread is offering listeners 10% off their first order. Go to herobread.co and use code PHNX to save on Hero Bread. That's hero.co to save 10% today. Sure, you need to try Hero Bread.
I will. Absolutely.
All right. You will, again, with Hero Bread, again, not all heroes wear capes. Not all heroes don't eat Hero Bread as well. Check it out. Hero Bread, my friends. Okay. Now, so tomorrow on Monday, or actually we got a post game tomorrow. Then we're going to be talking a ton about Arizona football and the transfer portal on Monday. Lots of stuff. Shear's coming on. Tomorrow will be the post-game show with me, Ben White, and John Schuster. And again, 5 of a Kind Media. I saw FAU last night. They look good. Want to see how they do against 24-ranked Illinois. FAU is a problem. They're really, really good. If FAU is hitting on all cylinders, they're going to be very good. So again, I think we need to keep that in mind. All right. Before we sign off though, this show again presented to you by OGs. Okay. Now with, Flavoring Fridays. And again, this was the PHNX Wildcats show presented by OGs. Flavor your Fridays by heading to Zen Leaf dispensaries and use code PHNX at checkout, my friend. OGs. Okay. Now, Sheer, where can they find you?
WildcatAuthority.com, at Jason Shear on Twitter, and the Wildcat Scoop podcast with Shelby.
All right. I am Mike Luke. Again, no better time to become PHNX diehard. Get in there, get that. You can get access to these really cool shirts. We got these BTFD shirts. I had somebody message me before the show asking where to get these. And you can also, you can get access to the Discord, the merch, all of that stuff. It's very, very good stuff. But on that note, for Jason Shear, I am Mike Luke. You have been listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast. We will be back with you tomorrow. As always, bear down and back the A.
We all silly like the mayor.